By the end of the American Depression, people were looking for an expression of freedom, a testament to having survived the incredible hardships placed on the country. Thanks to American innovation and perseverance, one company came through the Depression with flying colors. This is the story of Hudson and Essex and their uncompromising Terraplane. The Great Depression. Millions of people were affected and barely able to keep their homes. Even companies which were expected to survive the relentless onslaught, like car manufacturers Hudson and Essex, were feeling the blow.
Growing up in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, you had to be there to understand that nobody had any money.
All of a sudden, the United States, well, the world wasn't the optimistic place that it was in September 1929. You had to really think about how you're spending. You had to worry about where your next meal might be coming from, and forget cars. Cars are the last thing you wanted to worry about.
People needed dependable transportation. They weren't looking for fancy, expensive cars because they couldn't afford them. Only the rich could afford cars like that.
Like so many manufacturers during the Depression, Hudson knew that it had to respond realistically to the market conditions. And they thought, man, we better produce something that's less expensive, something that's more affordable, but by the same token, we have to literally keep up with the other cars, so let's make it powerful too. And they hit on the right kind of formulas in a car that you could afford. So all the companies were trying this. But Hudson's take was a little bit different. Instead of making a car that was smaller and cheaper, they made one that was a little bit bigger, that offered a lot more performance, probably more performance for the money than you could get from any other American car.
Hudson developed the new Essex Terraplane, slated to fill the gap below the middle-class Essex 6s and Hudson 8s. The affordable Terraplane model was the company's answer to low-price leaders Ford and Chevrolet.
The Terraplane probably was a surprise to a lot of the people that drove Hudson and Essex, because the Essex was well known all over the world. Sales for Essex was really great in England and Australia and New Zealand. And so when they came out with a new name, which incorporated airplane style and performance, that's when they really started to sell some cars.
The terraplaning fed into the American fascination with flight. And even Amelia Earhart christened the first terraplane in 1932. This woman that we associate with adventure and drama and excitement of the open skies came down to earth to give her blessing to the terraplane.
And that's what helped promote the Terraplane, is her name alone.
By 1935, sales topped 100,000 Terraplanes, putting the parent company back in the black. It was a dangerous trip on the edge of failure, but Hudson managed to pull through with flying colors and increased profitability. By 1936-37, the Terraplane no longer had the Essex name, and the design had been completely changed, opting for a more modern, rounded, streamlined body with a slanted waterfall grille. The striking new appearance propelled sales through the roof. The final year of the Terraplane, 1937, produced this show-stopping Mandalay Ivory Series 72 convertible coupe. In appearance, there wasn't a lot of difference between the 36 and the 37 model, but they were actually lower, longer, wider, and more comfortable.
37 was, like I said before, the wider body. So if you had a four-door 37 Terraplane, you could haul 6 people in it. Like the 37 Terraplane today is known as a fat fendered car. They went to a smooth, round front fenders and rear fenders. Plus the grille was, everybody, when you take it to car shows, can't get over the looks of the grille on the car. They're just a nice car, and like in my high school class, one of the guys had a 47 Chevy, another guy had a 41 Plymouth, and I had the 37 Terraplane, and my Terraplane would outrun all those cars.
This ivory white Series 72 Terraplane featured the standard alloy block straight six, producing about 96 horsepower, outshining big competitors like Ford, who were pushing their flathead V8s that only touted 60 to 85 horses. The Terraplanes were fast, strong, attractive, and most importantly, affordable. Designers and management at Hudson Essex, they managed to bring their flailing company back from certain collapse. Just simple survival was a countrywide challenge from 1929 to 39. But to take a car company and increase sales was a nearly impossible feat. But the Terraplane did it. They combined a beautiful car with enough staying power and appeal to survive the Great Depression.
Early on, Terraplanes were unique. They were interesting. They were desirable for their unique style and design. Nobody could do a grille like that today.
The Hudson Terraplane was a very successful car because of the styling, the dependability of the car, the endurance and the speed of the car. I've never heard anybody say that they didn't like the Terraplane or like the styling of the Terraplane.
The thing that we can all appreciate about 1937 Hudsons and Terraplanes in particular was the streamlined styling of the body, the way that the headlights were starting to become a part of the fenders, the way the grille was starting to become a part of the hood, the way the whole thing, like so many other American cars, was beginning to become a unified whole instead of a disparate collection of parts. Hudson seized upon that in a way that nobody else did.